criminal justice system, the people,
Pimps, addicts, thieves, bums, winos, girls who can't keep an address, and men who don't care.
are represented by two separate yet equally important groups.
A cop, a flatfoot, a bull, a dick, John Law. You're the fuzz, the heat, you're poison, you're trouble, you're bad news.
These are their stories.
There was a big heist of the ruby slippers that were worn by Judy Garland. In fact, they were in the Judy Garland Museum, and they were stolen from the Judy Garland Museum. These are those that were worn in The Wizard of Oz. I think there are only 3 pair.
If you're going to steal something, that's pretty good.
It was a thief, a former mobster, who stole these ruby slippers because he wanted to pull off one last score. It sounds like something out of a movie. Just one last big score before I hang it up. Terry John Martin, 76, stole the slippers. The slippers are adorned with sequins and beads. But the reason he stole them, there he is. Now you can see he's the guy with the oxygen tank, and he's in a wheelchair. And that's one of the reasons.
The slippers in that condition.
Well, he wasn't in that condition when he stole them.
Oh.
He stole the slippers in 2005 from the Judy Garland Museum, and that was in his, I guess it was in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Okay, I know you're thinking Grand Rapids, Michigan. They say it was Minnesota. And what happened was he was told that the ruby slippers were actually made with real gems, exactly. So he thought they were made with real gems. In fact, he was told that's the reason they're worth over $1 million. So he was trying to remove the gems from the slippers after he got them and then go get money for those gems. Only problem is the ruby slippers weren't made of gems. Those were just glass beads that were on the ruby slippers. They were a movie prop. You think they're going to let Judy Garland dance around the yellow brick road with real gems attached to the shoes? Come on. So this ex-mobster got what is arguably the most coveted prop in movie history when he stole these ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. But he thought the shoes were worth something by taking them apart when they're really worth something by keeping it together. He wasn't charged with the theft until 2023. And he entered a guilty plea, said that he, and this is the most bizarre part, I guess. You know, I'm thinking, well, he went to the Judy Garland Museum. He timed out when the security is changing shifts. He noticed when the case that the ruby slippers occupied was not guarded. Then he timed his taking of the slippers so as to make his getaway easier. No, that's not what happened at all. He went in, he used a hammer, broke through the door of the Judy Garland Museum. Then he went into the display case that contained the slippers inside the Judy Garland Museum, and he smashed that with the hammer, and they just walked out with the slippers. It wasn't a caper. It wasn't like it wasn't like the Thomas Crown affair. He just went in and got it. The FBI recovered the slippers in a 2018 sting operation in Minneapolis after a man approached the insurer claiming that he could get the slippers back, but he wanted $200,000 more than the reward that was being offered. So that
Look at all
was
the greed in this story. Everybody wants money.
greed and stupidity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really incredible. So apparently he's in hospice care now with less than 6 months to live. And so the court, in his latest appearance, said, you can just go free. We're not going to charge you with anything. Yeah. Meantime, a major decision in the auctioning of the Wizard of Oz dress. This all just happened. I'm not like collecting this from months. These Wizard of Oz things happened just in the last couple of days. this blue gingham dress worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz, there were 6 known to have been worn by Judy. One of those is in Catholic University hands. What this story essentially is of how the niece of a Catholic priest who was given the dress 50 years ago tried to sue to say she is the owner of this film relic, this blue gingham dress that is in The Wizard of Oz, right? But the federal judge in New York ruled that the niece of the Catholic priest, again, the Catholic priest was given the dress as a gift, has no rightful claim to this. Now the university is going to sell the dress at auction to fund its art programming. This has been going on a long time, since 1973, because in 1973, the actress Mercedes McCambridge donated that dress to this reverend, right? He was leading the drama department at Catholic University. And she voiced, Mercedes McCambridge is an actress. She voiced the exorcist demon sound. That was Mercedes McCambridge. And she became a friend of Garland, many, many years ago, and was an artist in residence at Catholic University at the time that she gave them this gift. So, Judy Garland died of an overdose when she was 47, I believe. And she gave the dress, this is McCambridge, to this reverend, one of several identical costumes used in the film, but there are only 6 of them. This one was worn by Judy Garland. A near identical Dorothy dress had sold at auction in 2015 for more than $1.5 million. So that's why Catholic University is trying to sell this costume to fund a faculty chair in fine arts and a new film acting program. So this is when who owns this dress to be able to actually auction it off comes into relevance. Anyway, long story longer, it goes to court, and finally, just in the last few days, the U.S. District Court sided with the school, saying that the niece of the Catholic priest had never been appointed to represent the uncle's estate, and that would be the only way she'd be justified in claiming ownership to the dress. And so the dress will be auctioned, and it will finance the Catholic University drama program. It got me thinking about The Wizard of Oz, Kim. Have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
I have. I was thinking the other day about how before streaming, it would be on once a year. Remember, it would be on
right.
Same with The Sound of Music and The Wizard of Oz. Those are 2 movies that were on once a year, and everybody knew when they were coming on. And everyone would, I was explaining this to my kids, that everyone would gather around their TVs at night. And it was kind of like this common experience where, now I could watch The Wizard of Oz. I don't know who else is watching The Wizard of Oz. But back then, it was this collective experience together where then the next day you'd go to school and everyone would be talking about The Wizard of Oz or singing songs from it. How we kind of had these moments as a society where we would all, gather around, do the same thing at the same time, and that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's why family entertainment like America's Got Talent, American Idol, some of these things that bring the demographics of the family as disparate as they are all to the TV at the same time or whatever, that's definitely a vanishing kind of phenomenon. Wizard of Oz was just that, what Kim's talking about. You would all get together as a family, or certainly the kids would, and there was no recording it. I mean, you had to see it there while it was on. And I remember, I think I was 5 years old, and I still remember seeing The Wizard of Oz and I remember the moment of greatest fear was when Dorothy is calling for Auntie M. She's saying, Auntie M, Auntie M, and she's looking in this crystal ball, and the image of Auntie M, who is calling for Dorothy, and Dorothy's responding to her, turns to the witch. and the witch mocks Dorothy with the call, Auntie M, Auntie M, and the camera zooms in to the witch mocking Dorothy with the Auntie M call. And I remember as a kid, to my core, I was frightened. And I still remember the shot that did it. So lots in The Wizard of Oz. And then the Munchkins were great. Here's a trivia question for you. Tony, do you have this up in the, can I put it up in the chat?
Thanks, Tony. It's up.
Okay. In the chat, you can see if you're watching live, the question, who was the last living Munchkin? Who was the last living Munchkin? And I do give you choices. This is a multiple choice. Was the last living Munchkin, now passed away, the mayor of Munchkin City? The coroner of Munchkin City? Or a member of the Lollipop Guild in Munchkin City? The mayor of Munchkin City? The coroner of Munchkin City? Or a member of the Lollipop Guild in Munchkin City? Who was the last living Munchkin before they passed away? One guess for Lollipop Guild from Gordon. The monkeys scared me, says somebody.
A lot of people are scared by the monkeys, yeah.
Yeah, the monkeys were scary, I agree. Member of the Lollipop Guild, he was a kid, says Tom. Oh, that's good knowledge if that's true. Member of the Lollipop, says Molly. Wow. Small people have shorter lives, says Phineas. I thought super tall people had shorter lives. You know, the list of people who have shorter lives is really getting longer. It's sad. How many Lollipop Guild members were there? I don't know. It was a very strong guild in Munchkin City. Lollipop Guild, says Lorraine. The answer, Walter says Lollipop Guild. Lollipop Guild is the answer, by the way. It was indeed Jerry Marin. He played a member of the Lollipop Guild in 1939, and he became the last surviving adult Munchkin following the passing of Ruth Ducini in 2014. He was also, by the way, the last surviving cast member with a specifically identifiable speaking or singing role. So he outlived everyone. I mean, Glinda and all three of the moving trees are what scared me. Yeah, those were scary too. I agree. Anyway, seems like everybody was on board with the last living creature being a living Munchkin, being the Lollipop Guild Munchkin. So congratulations, everyone.
Woo.
Law and Disorder is not. Oh, maybe it is over. Damn it. Do I have to push the rest of this because I spent so much time on the ruby slippers and?
No, I think you could keep going if you want.
Okay, let me just give you one more because I really do like whenever apparently something like this happens, it involves a man of the cloth. A pastor accused of $3 million in a crypto scam claims God told him to do it, but now he says it's possible that he misheard God.
What?
God got the wires crossed.
Wow.
This is a word from the Lord, and he's not happy.
Colorado Securities Commissioner filing a legal complaint against Eligio Regaldo, who goes by Eli, and his wife, Caitlin Regaldo. The whole family's involved in the fraud. The couple raised nearly $3.2 million by targeting Denver's Christian community with the cryptocurrency that's marketed as index coin. I told you a bit about this in a prior Law and Disorder. But the cool part of this, that he claimed was a low-risk, high-profit investment, while it was actually illiquid and practically useless, is that he said, the Lord is telling me, I want you to build this. That's a quote. The quote continues, we took God at his word and sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit. Meantime, the Colorado Securities Commissioner said in his own words that did not quote God, "We allege that Mr. Regaldo took advantage of the trust and faith of his own Christian community and that he peddled outlandish promises of wealth when he sold them essentially worthless cryptocurrencies." The filing is alleging that while investors lost millions of dollars, the Regaldos used the funds to, if you guessed, support a lavish lifestyle. You got it, everyone. Yeah.
No.
I mean,
How lavish are we talking?
yeah. What's that, Tony?
Do you want the video of his apology?
Oh,
Oh,
my
yes.
gosh, I most certainly do. Here he is, apologize.
It was wrong, it was stupid, and I'm trying to be a better person.
No, I want to hear his apology. Go
One
for
of two
it, Tony.
things have happened. Either I misheard God, and every one of you who prayed and came in, you as well, or two, God is still not done with this project, and he is going to do a new thing.
Wow.
That's the apology?
This guy has BALLS's, man. Ooh.
That's the apology.
Yeah.
I offer this sincere apology to you today.
No, it was not that. It was not the sincere apology. Maybe I misheard it, or God actually isn't done with this project, everybody.
I apologize to all who have been hurt.
No, he did not hit with it. That preacher was far more...
Is that what that means? I'm not done with this project? As BW Rock says, just donate more money,
yeah,
suckers.
I'm just $500,000
I
short.
apologize to every preacher and pastor.
Right.
Oh,
My God. This is really...
that's crazy.
yeah.
Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters.
Yeah, come on, cheapos. Throw me some more money so I can beat this rap. I've been wrongly accused. Here I am trying to do the Lord's work, and the state, the long arm of the government is getting between me and... No, Flo says, is that an actual apology? It doesn't feel like...
No.
It does feel like BS. But, hey, these splinter churches can oftentimes operate like cults, such that I know that there are many would say, well, all religions cultish, and et cetera. And maybe there's truth to that, whatever. But I would just say that there is a lot of pressure to support when you're in a closely knit religious community. Like, did you buy the pastor's NDX coin? That's supposed to be, So, anyway, that's the deal on the latest there. Karen is waiting, I think, with our, but I have to button out. Anyway, they've got now, by the way, the last thing I'll say about Regaldo is he said, I said, Lord, I don't want to do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't have any experience in this industry. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be caught up in something. That's what he's saying. He told the Lord.
Yeah.
And then, as you know, investors in this index coin, INDX is what it was called, they couldn't convert the crypto into cash because of technical failures. That's what he said. And that's the reason, we launched a whole exchange, a separate exchange for this crypto that we've sold you, and now you've been unable to process it and liquidate it, and that's because of a technical issue. But the Colorado Securities Commissioner said that these people had no experience in cryptocurrency, and this was essentially a rip-off operation.
Yeah.
So that's why it is in and concludes Law and Disorder.
Tune in again next time for more Law and Disorder on The Mark Thompson Show.
All right, that's it. Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.